The street was loud. People were laughing. Phones were recording. A red Ferrari stood in the middle of the road, shiny but silent. It did not move. It did not start. It was dead. Next to the car stood a millionaire. Expensive suit, gold watch, a big smile on his face. He loved the attention. "Look at this car," he said loudly. "This Ferrari is worth more than most people here." His friends laughed. The crowd laughed with him. Then his eyes stopped on one man. A black man was walking past the street. Simple clothes, old shoes, calm face. He was not looking for trouble, but trouble found him. The millionaire pointed at him and laughed. "Hey you," he said. "Yeah you." The black man stopped and turned around. The millionaire smiled wider. "I'll give you this Ferrari," he said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "if you can make it run." The street went quiet for 1 second. Then everyone laughed. Some people clapped. Some shook their heads. Some whispered, "That's impossible. He doesn't even look like a mechanic. He's going to embarrass himself." The black man looked at the car. Then he looked at the millionaire. He did not smile. He did not get angry. He simply asked one question. "Are you serious?" The millionaire laughed again. "Very serious," he said. "But don't cry when you fail." More laughter. The millionaire added more pressure. "You have 30 minutes," he said, "and everyone is watching." Security guards stood close, ready to remove the man if things went wrong. The black man stayed silent. Inside his mind, memories started to move. Not memories of Ferraris. Not memories of money. Memories of being ignored. Memories of being laughed at. Memories of people thinking he was nothing. He slowly walked closer to the Ferrari. The crowd watched every step. The millionaire whispered to his friend, loud enough for others to hear, "This is free entertainment." The black man reached the front of the car. He placed his hand on the hood. Cold metal. He closed his eyes for 1 second. Then he opened them. He lifted the hood. The engine was a mess. Wires, oil stains, broken parts. The millionaire crossed his arms. "You sure you want to continue?" he asked. "Last chance to walk away." The black man looked up. "I just need a chance," he said calmly. Something about his voice changed the air. It was not loud. It was not proud. It was confident. The millionaire waved his hand. "Timer starts now." A phone timer beeped. 30 minutes. The black man began to work. At first, the crowd laughed again. "What is he doing? He looks lost. He's just touching things." But then something changed. He moved with purpose. His hands were steady. His eyes were focused. He did not rush. He did not panic. The laughter slowly became whispers. The millionaire checked his watch. 5 minutes passed. 10 minutes passed. The black man wiped sweat from his face. His hand shook slightly. Some people thought it was fear. They were wrong. It was memory. He remembered long nights, cold garages, broken engines, no help, no money, only learning. The millionaire leaned closer. "You still think you can win?" he asked. The black man did not answer. He adjusted one wire, then another. A small sound came from the engine. Click. The crowd froze. "Did you hear that?" someone said. The millionaire laughed quickly. "That means nothing," he said. "Relax." But his smile was not the same. The black man stepped back. He looked at the car one more time. He placed his hand on the door. Then he looked at the millionaire. "Can I try now?" he asked. The millionaire raised an eyebrow. "Go ahead," he said. "Embarrass yourself." The black man sat in the driver's seat. The crowd held their breath. He turned the key. Nothing. Laughter returned. "See," the millionaire said. "I told you." The black man stayed calm. He tried again. The engine made a strange sound. Not alive, but not dead either. The crowd went silent again. The black man stepped out of the car. He looked at the engine one last time. His face was serious now. Not angry. Not scared. Focused. The narrator's voice would say, "They thought he was a poor man chasing a dream. They thought this was a joke. But they did not know one thing." The black man closed the hood slowly. "I'm not done yet," he said. And that was the moment. Everything began to change. The street was quiet now. Not the happy kind of quiet. The heavy kind. The black man stood near the Ferrari, his hands still dirty with oil. The engine had made a sound. Not enough to start, but enough to change everything. The millionaire noticed it too. His smile became tight. He cleared his throat and laughed loudly. "Relax, everyone," he said. "That sound means nothing. Some people laughed with him, but not like before. The black man stepped back toward the engine again. Before he could touch it, the millionaire raised his hand. "Wait," he said. He walked closer, slow and proud. "You know," the millionaire said, "people like you always think today is their lucky day." The words cut through the air. The crowd felt it. The black man looked up. He said nothing. The millionaire continued. "I've seen this before," he said. "Big dreams. No skills." He pointed at the car. "This Ferrari costs more than your whole life." A few people gasped. Others looked away. The black man stayed still. Inside his mind, something burnt. Not anger. Control. The millionaire checked the timer. 15 minutes left, he said. "Half your time is gone." He leaned closer and whispered, but loud enough for cameras. "Want to quit now?" The black man slowly wiped his hands. He spoke softly. "I didn't come this far to stop." The words surprised some people. Simple words. Strong meaning. The millionaire laughed again, louder this time. "You didn't come far at all," he said. "You were just walking by." More laughter followed, but it sounded forced. The black man returned to the engine. This time, he moved faster. Not rushed. Focused. He disconnected a wire. Cleaned a valve. Adjusted something deep inside the engine. One man in the crowd frowned. "That's not random," he whispered. "That's experience." Another person nodded. The millionaire noticed the change. He clapped his hands. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said, "let's make this more interesting." He reached into his pocket and pulled out cash. "Thick stacks. I'll add $10,000, he said, "if you start the car." The crowd reacted. The black man looked up slowly. He shook his head. "I'm not here for your money," he said. That answer hit harder than any insult. The millionaire froze for a second. Then his face hardened. "Of course you are," he said. "Everyone is." The black man went back to work. The timer beeped. 10 minutes left. Sweat rolled down his face. His hand shook again. A memory flashed in his mind. A small garage. A broken engine. A man telling him, "You'll never fix this." He fixed it anyway. Back in the present, the crowd leaned closer. Phones held high. The millionaire crossed his arms. "Tick-tock," he said. The black man tightened one last bolt. Then another sound came from the engine. A deeper sound. Not loud, but real. The crowd gasped. "That wasn't nothing," someone said. The millionaire stepped forward quickly. "That's enough," he said. "You're done." The black man looked up. "The time isn't over," he said. The millionaire pointed at security. "Watch him," he said. "He might break something." The words were sharp. The crowd felt uncomfortable now. The black man straightened his back. He looked at the car, then at the millionaire, then at the crowd. "I know this engine," he said calmly. "It just needs one more thing." The millionaire laughed nervously. "Sure it does," he said. The black man opened the hood again. He reached deep inside. The crowd stopped breathing. He turned one small part. Then he stepped back. "Now," he said quietly. He walked to the driver's seat again. The millionaire smirked. "This is your last joke," he said. The black man sat down. The seat felt expensive. Cold leather. Power. He placed his hand on the key. The crowd was silent. Even the millionaire stopped talking. He turned the key. The engine coughed. Once. Twice. The sound was stronger this time. Not running. But close. Very close. The black man let go of the key. He closed his eyes. He breathed in, then out. The timer beeped again. 5 minutes left. The millionaire laughed, but his voice shook. "Still not running," he said. The black man opened his eyes. He looked straight at the millionaire. "I told you," he said. "I'm not done yet." And in that moment, the crowd knew something important. This was no longer a joke. This was no longer entertainment. This was something else. Something real. And it was about to explode. The crowd was no longer laughing. They were watching. The black man stood beside the Ferrari again. The engine was quiet, but it no longer felt dead. It felt awake. The millionaire wiped his hands on his expensive jacket. His smile was gone now. "You're wasting everyone's time," he said, but his voice lacked strength. The black man did not answer. He leaned closer to the engine, listening, not with his ears, with his memory. He touched the metal lightly. "This car doesn't need force," he said quietly. "It needs understanding." Some people in the crowd exchanged looks. That sentence felt different. The millionaire laughed, but only once. "Understanding," he said. It's a machine, not a person. The black man looked up. Machines speak, he said. Most people just don't listen. Silence followed. He reached inside the engine again. This time, his movements were slower, more careful, like a doctor, not a mechanic. He adjusted a wire and paused. He waited. The crowd leaned forward. Nothing happened. The millionaire exhaled loudly. See, he said. Nothing. The black man smiled slightly. Not yet, he said. He reached for another part. Old. Worn. Easy to miss. He cleaned it with a cloth from his pocket. The cloth was old too. Used many times before. A man in the crowd whispered. That cloth. He came prepared. Another voice answered. He didn't plan this. He's just ready. The millionaire heard the whispers. He stepped closer. You act like you know this car, he said. But you don't even look like you belong near it. The black man stood up slowly. He did not rush. He did not react. I've worked on cars like this, he said. Just not in places like this. The words landed quietly, but they landed deep. The millionaire opened his mouth to respond. Then the engine made a sound. Not loud, not sharp, a low, steady hum. The crowd froze. Phones stopped moving. What was that? Someone whispered. The millionaire laughed quickly. That's just air, he said. It means nothing. But his eyes said something else. The black man closed the hood gently. He stepped back. He wiped his hands again. His hands were shaking. Not from fear. From memory. A night flashed in his mind. A dark garage. Cold floor. A broken engine no one wanted to fix. Someone telling him, stop dreaming. Learn your place. He didn't stop. Back in the present, the timer beeped. 3 minutes left. The millionaire smiled again. Time's almost over, he said. You gave us a good show. The black man ignored him. He walked to the driver's seat once more. The crowd held its breath. This time, no one laughed. He sat down slowly. The Ferrari felt different now, like it was waiting. He placed his hands on the wheel, closed his eyes. He whispered something under his breath. Not a prayer, a promise. The millionaire crossed his arms. This won't change anything, he said. The black man turned the key. The engine clicked. Then it coughed. Then it growled. A deeper sound than before. The car shook slightly. The crowd gasped. Oh my God, someone said. The engine stopped. Silence crashed back in. The millionaire laughed too fast. It still didn't start, he said. Game over. The black man stayed seated. He didn't move. He didn't speak. He listened. Then he smiled. He stepped out of the car calmly. He walked back to the engine. One more thing, he said. The millionaire shook his head. You're out of time. The black man pointed at the timer. 30 seconds left, he said. The crowd looked. He was right. The millionaire hesitated. Fine, he said. Make it quick. The black man reached inside one last time. He adjusted something small, almost invisible. Then he stepped back. He wiped his hands slowly. He looked at the millionaire, then at the crowd, then at the car. Now, he said softly. He walked back to the driver's seat. The street was silent. No laughing, no talking, no breathing. He turned the key. The engine roared. Not loud yet, but alive, very alive. The crowd exploded. People shouted. People clapped. Phones shook. The Ferrari vibrated under him. The millionaire stood frozen. The engine did not fully run. Not yet, but it was awake. And everyone knew it. The black man released the key. He stepped out. He looked at the millionaire. This car remembers who treats it right, he said. The millionaire swallowed. For the first time, he did not have words. And the crowd realized something powerful. This man was not lucky. He was not guessing. He knew exactly what he was doing. And whatever was coming next would change everything. The Ferrari was alive now. Not fully running. Not moving. But breathing. The sound of the engine stayed in the air, low and deep, like a warning. The crowd did not cheer anymore. They stared. The black man stood beside the car, calm, his hands still, his face unreadable. The millionaire looked at the Ferrari, then at the man. His confidence was gone. This doesn't make sense, he said quietly. The black man wiped his hands with the same old cloth. I told you, he said. The car was never dead. The millionaire laughed nervously. You got lucky, he said. That's all. The black man did not argue. Luck did not explain his hands. Luck did not explain his calm. A woman in the crowd spoke softly. Who is he? No one answered. The black man leaned against the car. His eyes moved away from the crowd. For the first time, his mind went far back. Back to a place with no lights. No cámaras. No aplos. A small garage. The roof leaked when it rained. The floor was always cold. As a boy, he stood there with dirty hands and broken tools. Men laughed at him. You don't belong here, they said. Go find something easier. But engines made sense to him. They spoke in sounds and silence. He learned by failing, by fixing what others gave up on. The sound of the Ferrari pulled him back. The crowd had grown closer. Phones were lowered now. People wanted to see his face, not just the car. The millionaire cleared his throat. You still haven't started it, he said. The deal was clear. The black man looked at him. I'm not rushing it, he said. Rushing breaks things. The millionaire checked the timer. 2 minutes left. He smiled again, but it was weak. Looks like time is on my side. The black man nodded slowly. Time has always been on my side, he said. The words confused some people. The millionaire waved his hand. Enough talking, he said. Either start it or walk away. The black man stepped back into the driver's seat. He did not hurry. The Ferrari felt heavy now. Powerful, like it knew it was being tested. He placed his foot lightly on the pedal. He remembered another moment. Years ago, a rich man had stood over him once. Different face. Same smile. Fix it, that man said. If you can. He fixed it, but he was never thanked. Back in the present, the crowd held its breath. The black man turned the key again. The engine started. For 2 full seconds. Then it stopped. A groan passed through the crowd. So close, someone whispered. The millionaire laughed, relieved. That's it, he said. You failed. The black man stayed still. He did not leave the seat. He listened. The engine was speaking again. Not broken. Just waiting. He stepped out one last time. The millionaire raised his voice. You're done, he said. Don't push your luck. The black man walked to the hood calmly. He opened it again. The crowd leaned in. This time, he did not touch much. Just one thing. A small adjustment. Almost nothing. He closed the hood. He turned to the crowd. My father taught me something, he said. The word surprised everyone. He said machines are honest, he continued. They only give back what you give them. The millionaire scoffed. Nice story, he said. The black man ignored him. He returned to the driver's seat. The street was silent again. He turned the key. The Ferrari roared. Loud. Strong. Alive. The sound echoed off the buildings. People shouted. Some stepped back. The engine did not stop. It stayed running. The millionaire's mouth opened. But no sound came out. The black man let the engine run for a moment. Then he turned it off. Silence returned. He stepped out slowly. The crowd erupted. Clapping. Shouting. A few people cried. The millionaire finally spoke. That was impossible. The black man looked at him. Nothing is impossible, he said. Just unfamiliar. The millionaire swallowed. For the first time, he looked small. The black man wiped his hands again. He looked at the Ferrari, then at the crowd, then at the millionaire. I didn't fix this car to win, he said. I fixed it because I could. The crowd felt it. This was not about money, not about pride. This was about respect. And respect had just changed sides. But the biggest surprise was still waiting. The sound of the Ferrari stayed in the air. People were still clapping. Some were shouting. Some were just staring at the black man like they were seeing him for the first time. The millionaire stood frozen. His mouth was open, but no words came out. The black man stepped away from the car slowly. He did not smile. He did not celebrate. He simply stood there. The Ferrari was no longer just a car. It was proof. The millionaire finally forced a laugh. Okay, he said, clapping his hands once. That was impressive. His voice sounded strange. Not strong. Not proud. Impressive felt like a small word. The black man looked at him calmly. You said, the black man said, if I make it run, it's mine. The crowd went quiet again. Everyone remembered the words. The millionaire straightened his jacket. I said that as a joke, he replied. You know how people talk. A few people in the crowd reacted. That's not fair, someone said. He did it. The millionaire ignored them. Come on, he said, smiling tightly. You had your moment. The black man did not move. I kept my part, he said. You should keep yours. The millionaire's face hardened. Don't push your luck, he said. You should be grateful I even let you try. The words hit the crowd like cold water. Phones came up again. The mood shifted. This was no longer about a car. This was about a promise. The black man took a slow breath. He looked at the Ferrari. Then he looked back at the millionaire. "I don't need your Ferrari," he said. The word surprised everyone. The millionaire laughed, relieved. "Good," he said. "Then we're done." But the black man continued. "I needed you to show people who you are." The millionaire's smile disappeared. "What does that mean?" he asked. The black man turned to the crowd. "You saw how fast respect changed," he said. "When you thought I would fail, you laughed. When the car started, you listened." The crowd was silent. He turned back to the millionaire. "You didn't give me a chance because you believed in me," he said. "You did it because you thought I would lose." The millionaire shook his head. "This is getting dramatic," he said. The black man nodded. "It always is," he said. "When truth shows up." The Ferrari engine was still warm. The black man placed his hand on the hood again. "I worked on cars my whole life," he said. "But not for people like you." The millionaire crossed his arms. "And what people is that?" he asked. "People who only respect power," the black man replied. A murmur moved through the crowd. The millionaire laughed again, but no one joined him. "You think you taught me a lesson?" he asked. The black man looked him in the eye. "No," he said. "You taught it to yourself." The millionaire stepped closer. "So what now?" he asked. "You want applause? Money?" The black man shook his head. "I want silence," he said, "so people can hear the truth." The crowd stopped moving. He continued. "This car started because it was treated right," he said. "People are no different." The millionaire opened his mouth, then closed it. For the first time, he had nothing to say. The black man reached into his pocket. He pulled out a business card. Plain. Simple. He held it up. "I don't need your Ferrari," he said again. "I already own something better." The millionaire frowned. "What's that?" The black man handed the card to someone in the crowd. They read it aloud. It was the name of an auto company. A real one. A successful one. The crowd gasped. The millionaire's face turned pale. "You own this?" he asked. The black man nodded. "I built it," he said. "From broken engines. From being told no." The Ferrari sat quietly behind them, no longer the center of attention. The millionaire looked small now. "I didn't know," he muttered. The black man looked at him one last time. "That was the point," he said. He turned away. The crowd opened a path for him. People watched in silence as he walked down the street. The millionaire stayed where he was, surrounded by noise, but completely alone. And everyone understood something now. The Ferrari was never the prize. Respect was. And it had just changed owners. The black man walked away slowly. He did not rush. He did not look back. Behind him, the street felt different. Quieter. Heavier. People who were laughing earlier now stood still. Phones were still recording, but no one knew what to say. The millionaire felt it. The silence scared him more than noise. "Wait," he said suddenly. The black man stopped. The crowd leaned in again. The millionaire took a step forward. "You can't just walk away," he said. "This is my car, my street, my rules." The black man turned around calmly. "You already made your rules," he said. "I just followed them." The millionaire forced a smile. "People misunderstand jokes," he said. "I was just having fun." A woman in the crowd spoke loudly. "That didn't look like fun." Another voice joined. "You promised him the car." The millionaire looked around. For the first time, the crowd was not on his side. He laughed nervously. "Let's be real," he said. "He didn't fix the car alone. Anyone could have done that." The black man tilted his head slightly. "Then why didn't you?" he asked. The crowd reacted. Some laughed. Some clapped. The millionaire's face tightened. "That's enough," he snapped. "Security." The guards looked at each other. They did not move. One of them shook his head. "He didn't do anything wrong," the guard said. The millionaire stared at him in shock. "You work for me," he said. "I work for the rules," the guard replied. That moment hurt more than the engine starting. The millionaire turned back to the black man. "So what do you want?" he asked sharply. "Money? Attention?" The black man shook his head. "I already told you," he said. "I wanted the truth to show." The millionaire scoffed. "You think this crowd matters?" he said. "They'll forget tomorrow." The black man looked around. Faces were serious now. Focused. "No," he said. "They'll remember how you treated someone you thought was smaller." The millionaire laughed again, but his voice cracked. "You think you're better than me?" he asked. The black man answered slowly. "No," he said. "I think I'm calmer." That sentence landed hard. The millionaire looked down, then up. Then he did something unexpected. He pulled out his phone. Fine, he said. I'll wire you money. Double what the car is worth. Gasps filled the street. The black man did not reach for the phone. I don't sell lessons, he said. The millionaire's hand shook. You're embarrassing me, he hissed. The black man nodded. That's how it started, he said. The crowd felt the weight of those words. The millionaire tried one last time. You think you won? He said. You walked away with nothing. The black man smiled for the first time. A small smile. I walked away with everything, he said. You just lost what money can't buy. What's that? The millionaire snapped. Control, the black man replied. The Ferrari sat behind them. Quiet. Ignored. A symbol that had lost its power. A young man from the crowd stepped forward. My dad owns a garage, he said. He's been looking for partners. Another person spoke. My company needs someone like you. Opportunities appeared. Not loud. Not flashy. Real. The millionaire watched it happen. He was invisible now. The black man raised his hand slightly. Thank you, he said to the crowd. But I already have my path. He turned back to the millionaire one last time. You offer me a Ferrari, he said. But you show me something more valuable. The millionaire looked confused. What? How fast respect disappears, the black man said. When it was never real. He turned and walked away again. This time, no one stopped him. The crowd opened wider. People nodded. Some clapped quietly. Not for the car. For the man. The millionaire stood alone. The street that once made him feel powerful now felt small. He looked at the Ferrari. It no longer looked impressive. It looked empty. And for the first time that day, he understood what he had lost. But it was already too late. The street slowly returned to normal. Cars passed by. People talked quietly. The crowd began to break apart. But something had changed. The black man walked down the street alone. No cameras followed him now. No applause. Just silence. He did not need noise anymore. Behind him, the millionaire still stood near the Ferrari. For the first time, he felt small. Not poor. Not weak. Just exposed. He looked around, hoping someone would stay. But people were leaving. They had seen enough. The Ferrari sat behind him, perfect and quiet. The same car that once made him feel powerful. Now it felt empty. He touched the hood slowly. It was still warm. But the warmth did not comfort him. A memory played in his mind. The laughter. The joke. The moment he pointed at a stranger and felt superior. He swallowed. Across the street, the black man stopped for a moment. He looked up at the sky. Then he kept walking. As he walked, his thoughts were not angry. They were calm. He thought about the boy he once was. The boy who fixed broken engines no one wanted. The boy who was told to stay quiet. To stay small. He never listened. That day was not about a Ferrari. It was about standing still when the world tried to push him down. It was about patience. About letting actions speak. The millionaire watched the man disappear into the distance. Something inside him felt heavy. He wanted to call out, but he didn't know what to say. Sorry felt too small. Wait felt too late. A young woman from the crowd stopped near him. You didn't lose money today, she said. You lost respect. Then she walked away. The words stayed. The millionaire sat down on the curb. Expensive suit. Dusty ground. No one cared. Across town, the black man entered a small cafe. The worker smiled at him. Coffee, she asked. Yes, he replied. Simple. Normal. That was enough. He sat near the window. He watched people walk by. No one knew what had happened. And that felt right. His phone buzzed. A message from one of his partners. Saw the video. Proud of you. He smiled softly. Not because he was seen, but because the lesson was seen. Back on the street, the Ferrari was being loaded onto a truck. The millionaire watched it leave. For the first time, he felt no pride. Just noise fading. That night, the video spread everywhere. People watched. They argued. They shared. But most of all, they learned. Not about cars. About character. About how fast power disappears when it is built on disrespect. The black man never replied to the comments. He did not explain himself. He did not defend himself. He didn't need to. The story spoke on its own. A week later, the millionaire stood in front of a mirror. Same face. Same money. But something was missing. Control. And control does not come back easily. Across the city, the black man stood in his own garage. Rows of cars. Workers moving. Engines humming. He looked around. This was his world, built slowly, quietly, with respect. One of his workers asked, "Boss, why didn't you take the Ferrari?" The black man paused. Then he answered, "Because I already earned something better." "What?" the worker asked. The black man smiled. "My name." The camera would pull back. The garage noise would fade. And the narrator would say, "He was laughed at for who they thought he was. He was respected for who he truly was. And the man who tried to humiliate him learned the most expensive lesson of his life. Because money can buy cars. Money can buy crowds. But money cannot buy character. And character always wins in the end."